Remember when James Cameron nearly directed a Spider-Man movie?
What about when we almost got Batman Year One with Joaquin Phoenix?
Or David Goyer's Flash movie that would have starred Ryan Reynolds?
Well, if you want to learn about all the unmade superhero movies, then check out Superhero Stuff You Should Know.
Hosted by Ben Wan and Alex Ramsey, every month we cover nostalgic superhero movies with deep dives into unmade scripts, early drafts, deleted scenes, alternate cuts, concept art, novelizations, and tie-in novels.
We also interview the people involved in making the superhero films of our childhood, with our past guests including superhero actors, directors, screenwriters, and concept artists.
So remember, that's Superhero Stuff You Should Know, or Superhero SYSK on social media. Check us out on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Remember when James Cameron nearly directed a Spider-Man movie?
What about when we almost got Batman Year One with Joaquin Phoenix?
Or David Goyer's Flash movie that would have starred Ryan Reynolds?
Well, if you want to learn about all the unmade superhero movies, then check out Superhero Stuff You Should Know.
Hosted by Ben Wan and Alex Ramsey, every month we cover nostalgic superhero movies with deep dives into unmade scripts, early drafts, deleted scenes, alternate cuts, concept art, novelizations, and tie-in novels.
We also interview the people involved in making the superhero films of our childhood, with our past guests including superhero actors, directors, screenwriters, and concept artists.
So remember, that's Superhero Stuff You Should Know, or Superhero SYSK on social media. Check us out on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts.
Katie!
Matt!
You know, I had a song running through my head today, and it goes like this. Let's talk about Lent, baby. Let's talk about giving up meat. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things with Mark H. Hey, Mark. Welcome to a segment that you requested we do, which is
That was
Let's
amazing,
Talk
by the
About
way.
Lent.
Here's the one
Yes.
thing, Matt. The last time we had Mark on the podcast, we pulled a whoopsie over him.
Or as the Christians would say, a commandment was violated.
Very much so. We were breaking some commandments on our second episode already.
Mhm.
Deceitfulness, lies,
Yeah.
Deceitfulness.
false pretenses, all the whole gamut.
But that also means that we weren't able to give him the scale questions.
So here's the thing. I'm fine with doing the scale questions, but I have never been more confident that I know that he's going
This
to
is going to
be
be the lowest score
Oh,
ever.
this is going to be like roughly if he gets higher than a 20%, I will be floored.
Sounds like my SATs.
So Mark, we're going to ask you 10 questions. And,
Okay.
And they're all worth 10 points.
Ooh.
And it'll tell us how cringy you are. But depending on your answer on the first question, it might end the test immediately. So
All
question
right.
number 1 is, have you ever identified as a Christian?
I mean, I guess maybe no, I never identified as a Christian. I, as a kid, identified as Catholic, which I know is the same thing, but it's not the same
not.
thing.
Not. I'm going to say that kind of ends the questionnaire.
I want to know the rest, though.
Yeah,
wanna
you
know
should-
the-
you should ask him the rest, just
we
in
can
case.
ask the rest, but I'll say that you're at a 5% right now for a sort of answer to the first question. Question number 2 was, did you ever attend a youth group?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Oh, okay. There we go. So we're at 15. Question number 3, did you ever own a What Would Jesus Do shirt or bracelet?
Absolutely not.
Did you ever declare in some way that you were saving yourself for marriage?
No, but I had a lot of people do that to me.
Yeah.
So kind of by proxy.
Yeah, by proxy, it was forced upon you. Did you
Mhm.
ever have a strong opinion about a Christian band blowing up in the mainstream, either overly excited for their success or calling them sellouts?
I had a strong opinion.
That it was
I
bad?
didn't use either of those phrases to describe it.
I'm gonna put that down as a no. Have you ever asked somebody, how's your relationship with Jesus?
Oh my God, no, but I had a girl ask me that on a date once. Her name was Elishaba, which I know sounds like someone that worships Gozer, but her name is Elishaba. I don't mind calling her out because I don't think she uses technology. We were in Guys and Dolls together. She was one of the dancers. We kind of made out a little bit, but she loved her some Jesus. We did a day at the mall. She took me home. Thought we were gonna like make out a little bit more. She looked me dead in the eye and said, "So how are your days with Christ?"
Oh,
Wow,
man.
That was our last date.
That's uncomfortable.
It was. I was like, I couldn't even come up with a smart ass answer.
Want to stop kissing from happening? I will know exactly what to say.
Well, Mark, did you ever participate in an awkward youth play in front of a church?
Yes, I did actually.
Ooh.
What was
Oh,
it?
you may need to tell us about this.
It was, so I lived in this very small town in Alabama for about 4 months. It's called Lineville. It was called Lineville because it was originally on this county line. And that was the most interesting name they could come up with, Lineville. And then the county line moved, so it's not even on the county line anymore. And it's still called Lineville for no other reason. That's an important preface for this story. Not really, but so there were no Catholic churches. So we had to basically go to a Methodist church, which was the least trashy in my mom's opinion.
Yeah.
And actually, let's say pastor, because I don't think they really called him a preacher, but he definitely wasn't a priest. Pastor, yeah. He. I remember him being a very lovely human being with wonderful like sermons, homilies, and things like that. And they got me into like their nativity play around the holidays.
Oh, wow.
So I believe I played like a 12-year-old Joseph.
I was going to say it was either Joseph or a Wiseman. Those were the options, really.
Oh my
Yeah, I
gosh.
think it was
Not the
Joseph.
second lobster or the third lobster.
I would have been a great third lobster at the nativity. So yes,
That's
I did do that. Yeah.
All right. We got 3 more here. Did you ever hold up your hand while listening to worship music?
Oh no. Oh.
I feel like that's very much not a Catholic thing.
I just want you to know,
No.
Mark, as you answer all of these questions, that the woman who you love answered yes to basically every one of these questions.
We know.
I know.
Yeah.
We know. We've talked about it.
Question number 9. I feel like this one's a no, but did you ever try to convince a friend to listen to a Christian artist by saying they were as good, if not better, than a popular mainstream band?
No.
And then the last question, do you wake up some nights in a cold sweat remembering something you said or did when you were Catholic?
No.
All right, 25%. That may be the lowest percentage cringe we have. We're cringy.
Man.
Mark's borderline the coolest person that's ever been on the podcast in that scale. So good for you. But I do want us to talk about this fascinating thing that is very, very Catholic, but like has kind of slowly integrated itself, similar to Ash Wednesday, has like integrated itself into all facets of Christianity in a weird way. And I always have a beef with it.
American culture, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, well, and now Lent is, I feel like Lent is one of those things similar to Christmas, I guess, where you don't have to be religious to celebrate Lent, right? Like
it's like the paleo diet.
Yeah,
it's fashionable.
Yeah,
it's fashionable right now.
And I just never, my entire life, even at my most religious, I was like, I'm not giving up meat on a Friday. Like that's just not happening. And I'm certainly not gonna like get rid of something I enjoy that brings joy into my life for 40 days for some like symbolic gesture. But it is like crucial in Catholicism. You are like, from what I've heard. So Mark, you are our Catholic Lent expert here. tell us your experiences, and I would love to know what was the hardest thing you gave up for Lent and what was the dumbest thing you gave up for Lent.
They're probably the same answer. I want to preface everyone by saying this, that as far as the Catholic Church knows, I'm technically still Catholic because, I didn't pull a Martin Luther. There was no Tristus. I didn't resign. I essentially Holy Ghosted them.
Yeah.
But
oh man, that's the new phrase. That's what it means when you just stop going to a church.
Stop going to church, Holy Ghosting them.
You Holy Ghosted them.
I want credit. I want credit.
That was one of Mark's very well received stand-up jokes.
That's a really good
joke.
Yeah,
it was a good joke. It was a good joke. Thank you. Okay, so the hardest thing to give. So you have to understand. Nothing for Lent was ever voluntarily given up by me. Ever.
It was a family decision.
I thought it was the dumbest thing I'd ever heard in my entire life. Yes, it was a family decision.
Was it a specific family decision?
It was my mom's decision. Yeah. My dad just went with whatever kept her off his ass, basically.
I want to just point out, because I find this hilarious, is that my mom was raised Catholic. And converted to the Methodist church that my dad grew up in when I was a kid.
Lateral move.
So I never experienced Catholicism. I only experienced, Methodist, and the church I went to was borderline a non-denominational Methodist church. But despite that, my dad, who never went to church, like ever, really, he was like a Christmas only. He was the one that was insistent on following the rules of Lent, while my mom was similar to me, where it's like, like if she accidentally eats meat on a Friday, she's like, well, guess Lent's over, and then like would move on with their life. He would like be like, I can't believe that you ordered a pizza with sausage on it when you know that it is Lent and that God is going to be really sad at you for doing this.
Yeah, very similar thing. My aunt and uncle, whom I love, some of my favorite people in the world, they were raised Catholic and were kind of raising their kids Catholic in that they made them go to CCD, which is catechism. It's like Sunday school for Catholics, but you don't go on Sunday. You go on like Tuesday.
Yeah, you go after school on a weekday when you could be having fun with your friends.
It's just so infuriating.
As a kid who had friends who were in CCD, always baffled by it. I'm like, but why can't we hang out? I don't understand why you have to do this.
How come we can't play games?
It was the organizational aspect. So why are we not consolidating all of this into to one era of the day as opposed to having to spread this out? I got stuff to do. In theory,
they're all about the 3-in-1, so I don't understand why they're not trying to practice that.
Exactly. Gas, solids, liquids. There you go. There's your three. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. So they would send their kids to, my uncle and aunt would send their kids to CCD, but would not take them to church on Sundays. And I said, what if you're right? I mean, what if Catholicism is true? You've doomed them because they are not keeping the Sabbath at all. The new Sabbath, not the OG Sabbath, but the new one. And that stumped them. I was like, why would you subject them to this nonsense if you don't subject yourself to the nonsense? That was my feeling. But back to your original question. Sorry, I don't mean to get off on a rant here.
No, I'm throwing us on tangents. It's fine.
Original question. I believe the hardest thing I had to give up, and the same one that made me most furious, was pepperoni on pizzas. Because, Friday nights, because no meat on Fridays, period. That was my big thing. I'm sure my mom made me give up something for Lent. Couldn't tell you what it was. But it was pizza on Fridays with pepperoni because she wanted to get vegetables or something like that. And of course, the trifecta of 3 children that she had would just throw incredible fits. I mean, the tantrums we would throw make the January 6th protesters look like they just wandered into the wrong area of a mall. And it took years, much like the Colorado River digging up the Grand Canyon. It took years, but we finally broke her. And we ended up getting pepperoni on our pizza. And it was so funny because she was just doing what she thought she needed to do. And she was terrified of her mother finding out that we would have meat on Fridays. That was what she was terrified. Oh, if her mother was embarrassed by her, God forbid.
Yeah, Lent is just religious bullying for 40 straight days.
It seems like it. Yeah. No.
And of course it's meant to honor, Jesus's 40 days in the desert, isn't that right, or something like that?
I'm sure that's part of it. Yeah.
And I'm like, man, that was his decision. Didn't nobody make him?
Also,
why I gotta do it?
Hey, he's son of God. He's more equipped for giving up something for 40 days.
It's true. He can go 40 days without water. There's no problem. He can go.
He's a superhero.
But if he finds water, he can drink too. Wine. Cut me off.
Well, so Katie, I guess the question that I have now is: have you ever, when you were religious, was there a Lent thing for you, or were you so not Catholic that it never even showed up?
Well, Presbyterian was what I grew up in, and that's Frozen Chosen. It was also kind of a couple of degrees off of Catholicism. So we did observe Lent. I didn't really understand what the whole giving up thing was because I was a teenager and I was like, what do I have to give up? But when I was in college, everybody was giving up something for Lent. And I gave up my freshman year. I gave up looking in mirrors. Because I thought it was vanity. Turns out, I think it was just my way of being like, I don't have to look at what I just put on.
That seems like such a weird, that's like, were you running past mirrors to make sure your eye didn't catch your reflection for 40 days?
Yeah, I would literally if there was a reflection of myself, I would either look down, I could see the feet or whatever, but I would never let my eyes glance at it. And I had to go to a dance or something like that, so I took a friend with me to buy a dress or a skirt or something from Goodwill, and I was like, "Does this look good on me?" And she was like, "Yeah, sure." And I had no idea.
Was this your goth phase, your dark phase?
No, this was not my goth phase. No.
Because it's very vampiric. And I was like, if it was during your goth phase, that would have been kind of amazing.
It's also very sitting Shiva for 40 days.
Yeah. Katie, I didn't know that it was possible, but you have officially hit 110% cringe.
Yeah, no, I know.
You unlocked a new category that I didn't know was there.
Hey, do you have an idea for a podcast but don't know where to start? Or do you have an already existing podcast that you want to take to the next level? Well, check out WeKnowPodcasting.com. From concept development to theme music to editing to logos, WeKnowPodcasting.com is a one-stop shop for all things pod. Don't hesitate to hit us up. We're very nice.
It's so weird because I really don't think I'm sure when I was really young, I didn't even realize I was participating in Lent because, my parents were picking the food for us at that time. But as long as I was cognizant and able to feed myself, I was like, I'm not giving up nothing. I'm not giving up meat. This is stupid. This is I had that attitude of if this is the thing that's keeping me out of heaven, then I don't want to go to heaven. That seems really dumb.
Good.
It was I've been doing charity work for years, and me eating meat on Friday is really going to be the one where the golden gates don't open for me.
Right? Catholicism, the only religion where you have to read the fine print.
Yeah.
The user agreement.
They got all little hidden clauses in there. You don't find out about them till last rites or confession. Priests ask you about. I didn't even know about that. Did your iPhone ever drop below 5% battery charge? Yes. Sin, repent now, hell demon.
It's funny because I guess in the Presbyterian culture, we didn't have the whole anti-meat thing during Lent. I know we had certain things like we were eating healthier and maybe more veggie forward, but that was also kind of just my family. So the pepperoni wasn't really around all that much. But what was it that like scared Methodists and Catholics so much that like you could not eat meat on Friday? What was there symbolism?
I'm
It was
looking for it.
probably a pope had a really difficult visit with his
Crap.
cardiologist. And the pope was
So
like, you gotta stop eating meat. And he's like, I can't. He goes, if I can't have meat, nobody gets meat. I don't know why they're Jewish.
I was just gonna ask why the Pope is Jewish.
The Jewish pope. He was meant to bring us together, but he just drove us apart.
So,
also Billy
here's
Crystal.
here's what the Google AI overview says. So
Oh, boy.
as always, take this with a grain of salt because boy,
Do they
you
go
know,
places?
AI, I don't like it, but I'm also
Unless you've given up salt for Lent.
yeah, I'm also less and less scared of it every time it gives me an answer. But it says most Catholics abstain from eating meat on Fridays, particularly during Lent, as a form of penance and to remember the sacrifice of Jesus who was killed on a Friday. The religious
Right.
significance is that Catholics observe Fridays as the day of penance, reflecting on the
Mhm.
suffering and death of Jesus. Abstaining from meat is a traditional act of self-denial and a way to show sorrow for your sins and turning your back to God. The practice is rooted in the belief that Jesus sacrificed his flesh for humanity. It is actually one of the oldest Christian traditions dating as far back to the early days of the church. So that still doesn't answer that question for me too much.
Some Opus Dei Da Vinci Code shit right there.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I guess it's like the flesh or whatever is the symbolic
Yeah.
reason, and so eating flesh of another animal or creature. I mean, it feels like maybe the rule should just be like, guys, don't eat other humans.
I mean, I think that's implied.
Don't throw someone
Like-
under the bus.
I can go 40 days without eating a human.
Yeah, I think
I-
I've gone pretty long with that one as well.
Yeah.
This reading that reminded me of a quote from a wedding that we were all a part of, the
Yes.
London wedding. When I was at the rehearsal dinner, I was sitting next to the officiate, John Fogelsing,
Mhm.
and we were having this whole
Mhm.
deep conversation about religion. And he said something that I think about all the time, and I'm going to bring it back to what that whole thing was. Is he said, "You can tell a lot about a church by how they hang their Jesus." And what he meant by that was he's like, there are some Jesuses that are kind of just there and they're hanging, but it's like, this is the sacrifice, this is the decision I'm making for you. The arms are stretched all the way across because he's creating a bridge. He goes,
Mhm.
and then there's the other Jesuses that are frail and angry and have a look on their face that says, you did this. This is
Mhm.
your fault, and you will feel bad about this for the rest of your life. And that description of why we don't eat meat on Friday seems like an angry Jesus statue reasoning, if I've ever heard one.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
It's just that
Listen,
I did this for you. You can't go 5 Fridays without meat, you piece of shit. Like that's like
That's still
listen,
good, Catholic.
when a religion is run by nothing but old virgins, yeah, you're gonna have anger. You're gonna have that level of anger.
It's true. And I feel like a lot of the roots kind of come from that, where it's like when you're frustrated and everybody has to do the same thing.
And I guess that's why I like every once in a while, and maybe it all comes back to the 5-iron frenzy of it all that told me I could question things, because I always question this practice. I was like, this seems like cult bullshit if I've ever seen it in any other form of religion. In a way where I
Dude.
was still in the culty parts of religion, but this was like the one part that I'm like, no, this is stupid. This was the
Oh
like
man,
drinking the tainted punch for me, was participating in Lent.
man, and there's other, because I know this is about Lent, but this is also Catholic cringe. So there's other things in, like, I remember because my first girlfriend was Pentecostal, Holy Rollers. Like, they didn't dance with snakes, but some
Pretty
of them had
close.
danced with
Yeah.
snakes. You know what I mean? And
Were they male youth pastors?
oh, there was no shortage of them in that town.
Sure.
That's why I was cringe waka waka when I would meet like someone that would be like, I'm from a non-denominational church, or I'm a non-denominational church youth pastor. I'm like, this sounds like a tax dodge. I don't know what it is. But yeah, the Holy Rollers, and it freaked me out. And I remember telling my mom about it. I'm like, oh my God, speaking in tongues, hands in the air, like going out of their minds. And she's like, you think Catholics are any better? We we drink what we think is the blood and body of a deity. The priest walks through with it looks like a rope dart, but it's just like burning incense, which, to be perfectly honest, would be really cool. I bet Daredevil does that because he's Catholic. Shout out Double D. But yeah, so it's very cultish. It's everybody's rituals, and especially in Catholicism, incredibly cultish. They just happen to be one of the first most successful ones, and so they kind of got to set the precedent, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. This is the part where the Christian cringe is less fun and more sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where Catholic cringe always goes. It always goes, you learn something. It's historical, but you're always a bit sad at the end.
Well, and it's like,
Well-
how many people have I think it's at least 2 different people, and one of them I'm pretty sure was Mark. I think the other one was Joe. That was like, well, I was raised Catholic, which is to say I'm an atheist now. It's like there is definitely something about the forced Catholicism. Man, there's a whole topic there, right? Because
Yeah.
at the worst of it, for me, going to church before I was religious was for an hour on a Sunday, I had to sit uncomfortably and listen to some lame music and listen to someone talk. But forced Catholicism, it's you have to do confessions. We're making you feel bad all the time. I get why a lot of the people that we talk to who are raised Catholic. I mean, that was the joke that Joe had when we did the questionnaire, and he's like, I was raised Catholic. We didn't have fun things like music and TV shows to watch. That was there wasn't a Catholic Veggie Tales. That wasn't an option on the table. That would make religion fun. How could they?
I mean, think about it. Have you ever met a happy person that is actually observing Lent?
No.
You ask the first thing, they're like, hey, how are you? I'm like, oh my God, I gave up chocolate for Lent. I'm dying.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were Catholic. Oh, I'm not Catholic. Oh my God, I'm just doing it. Like, what? Why? Why are you giving up things that make you happy for a thing you don't even believe in?
Yeah. That's the thing that's the part that's really, really confusing to me is through a certain lens, I can get the Christmas Eve non-Christian, right?
Sure.
The person who's just hey, it's Christmas Eve. This was a thing I used to do with my family. It's kind of just my thing. I still go. It's 45 minutes on my Christmas Eve, and then I'm done with it. Yeah, I don't know why you would keep any other aspect of that world after all was said and done.
It would be like all the Manson girls getting out of that cult but still loving guns. That was one of the most dangerous parts of the cult. It'd be still drinking Kool-Aid.
Was there any of the rules or the laws or whatever of Catholicism that you did agree with?
I mean, thou shalt not kill. That's a pretty easy one.
Oh, nice.
Thou shalt not steal. I think that's, I think it's a decent one, but room for growth. Some people need to steal to eat, and I don't have a problem with that.
Speaking of Daredevil,
especially, yeah.
Are we all caught up? This will come out in time, man. What a final 30 seconds of an interesting episode of Daredevil. But
Yes, the whole
Yes, it
thing. The
was.
whole
it was a great
thing.
episode. Yes.
I think it was
Did
the
you,
best episode of Marvel television, period.
It was
I thought
It's-
exceptional.
Can
Yeah.
I? All right. So I'm going to ask you both a question because I haven't gotten there just yet. I was attempting to watch every Netflix MCU show before Daredevil Born Again happened, and I
Oh.
did not succeed in that goal, but I'm still
Mm.
working my way through it.
Sure.
Is there something that happens in Punisher season 2 that explains to me why Frank Castle's like full-blown creepy hobo now? Or
No.
is that just kind of implied, like some shit's happened between from 2017 to 2025?
It's kind of implied, and we talked a little bit about it on Marvel Movie Talk. If you're listening to this right now, catch that. But we were talking about the fact that like there was like a little bit of a distance between the end of that show and this version, where clearly at some point Matt reveals that he's Daredevil, or they know that Frank knows that he's Daredevil. So there's not really
Okay.
anything
I was-
concrete,
That
but
was like
we're
the
also not
first
really
moment
sure
where I
what's
was like,
happened.
uh-oh. Yeah, like
Yeah,
because,
we
like,
haven't checked in on Frank in a
I
minute.
sped through the Daredevil, and then I was like, all right, well, I'll finish. Like, I had like Luke Cage season 2, Jessica Jones season 3, and Daredevil season 2, or Punisher season 2, and I was like, I'll work my way through that on the days
Mhm.
that aren't Daredevil Born Again drops, and that was like the first time where I'm like, uh-oh, am I lost now because I didn't watch everything just yet? But it sounds like no, I am not.
I don't think so.
I don't think so, no.
I never finished Punisher season 2. I kind of just
Oh.
kind of fell off. It wasn't a conscious decision. I just like watched
Fell
an
off.
episode one and didn't think to turn on another one. But I did enjoy the first season with Ebon Moss-Baccarat, who's now playing the Thing. He was a big role in that one.
I'm sure that there's also an element of, by the time Punisher season 2 came out, I feel like it was already known that they weren't going to be producing any more of that, like,
Yeah, I
Defenders
think so.
universe. So it's almost like, well, why am I even going to keep pushing forward on this when it's kind of just a dead end to like a thing that I enjoyed? It's kind of
Yeah.
like one of the many reasons why people argued why like the last Shazam movie didn't do well is like, well, you are releasing it shortly after you announce that none of these movies are going to matter in a year because James Gunn is like starting from scratch.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. It also
Yeah.
didn't help that Zach Levi kind of
is-
sucks, but like,
Yeah.
Man, what I used to really enjoy that dude's work. I really,
Same.
you know what? Hey, let's
Same.
all make a deal. Let's give up Zachary Levi for Lent this year.
You know what? Deal. Absolutely. Hands in. Catholic
I'll have to
cringe.
wait. I'll have to wait until after Easter to finally get around to watching Harold and the Purple Crayon.
I can't do it, guys. I don't give things up for Lent. I pick things up for Lent. So now I will be watching Zachary Levi.
Yeah, you're just
Why
now
would
you're
you
gonna
do
have
that?
to, Katie,
Resurrection.
similar to ignoring a mirror. You're gonna have to ignore the TV for the rest of Lent.
That's not going to
Because
happen.
it's always gonna have Zachary Levi on that screen at any moment.
I don't know if you have heard the large screen that Mark got. That is not something you can avoid even when you're on the street.
Well,
It's true.
I love this, and I think that this should be a regular thing on Christian Cringe. Is Mark, whenever we're about to hit one of those like Catholic
Milestones.
recognized seasons and milestones, let's do a little 30-minute Catholic cringe where you can catch us heathens up on what happened in the Catholic religion that
Bring
look
me
down
back,
on our
baby.
religions. Like,
Yes, bring me back. I will Lewis Black all over Catholicism.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna have to bring Joe in as well because I think
yeah,
that's-
it'll be great. Just educate us, because all I know is that Catholics don't look kindly on any of the other religions that consider themselves Christian. So I've been
It's-
really locked out from it.
That's why.
Man,
That's why
it's happening.
I think we need a slightly higher score for Mark's cringe, because it wasn't with music, but it was with religion that
Yeah.
he judged certain
That's true.
people.
We'll bump you up to like a 35%. I think that that's still
I think that's
fair.
fair. I think that's fair.
think that's
What did I
Fair.
do? I know I judged people, but how did I judge them?
Well, you know,
The
you definitely
Pentecostals.
judged the Christian music, just not for
Oh,
being
no,
sellouts or
It's totally fine with what I believe now. I can judge like all day long.
Yeah.
So,
No, I was more saying that you were judging the Pentecostals as we used to judge certain types of music going mainstream.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's very
Yes.
similar. Mark, it's always a blast having you on. So
Oh, my
I am
pleasure.
looking forward to our next big Catholic observed holiday so that we can do some more Catholic cringe together.
What's that, Palm Sunday?
Ooh.
Now everybody celebrates that, right?
Yeah, everyone kind of does that one.
But
But there's some big ones. I'll look up the calendar of Catholic
Yeah, we got a
observed
couple on
Catholic
there.
holidays. We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
And we'll be back next week with even more Christian cringe.
Well, the holidays have come and gone once again, but if you've forgotten to get that special someone in your life a gift, well, Mint Mobile is extending their holiday offer of half off unlimited wireless. So here's the idea. You get it now, you call it an early present for next year. What do you have to lose? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Limited time 50% off regular price for new customers. Upfront payment required. $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds may slow after 50 gigabytes per month when network is busy. See terms.
Remember when James Cameron nearly directed a Spider-Man movie?
What about when we almost got Batman Year One with Joaquin Phoenix?
Or David Goyer's Flash movie that would have starred Ryan Reynolds?
Well, if you want to learn about all the unmade superhero movies, then check out Superhero Stuff You Should Know.
Hosted by Ben Wan and Alex Ramsey, every month we cover nostalgic superhero movies with deep dives into unmade scripts, early drafts, deleted scenes, alternate cuts, concept art, novelizations, and tie-in novels.
We also interview the people involved in making the superhero films of our childhood, with our past guests including superhero actors, directors, screenwriters, and concept artists.
So remember, that's Superhero Stuff You Should Know, or Superhero SYSK on social media. Check us out on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts.
You're listening to the Geekscape Network.